So we're in college football. This is week 0 here. Just a little bit. This is going to be about an educational video just about college football lines in general and what they will tell you versus what they won't tell you during weeks 1 through about 4. So the board here looks kind of intimidating to the average person, but if you look closer, you'll see some movements here on the openers, like this one right here, Vanderbilt, 6.5 moved all the way to 9.5, all public money. All right, and then this one right here, Illinois, opened up at 10, moved all the way up to 14, all public money. Okay, and then you have other matches where you'll see where they held at 7.5 here, closed at 7. And then other ones like Nevada here had a big movement here, 12.5 all the way down to 7.5. All right, so what we're looking for here is steady hold, but what happens during the history of the movement is more significant than the actual movement that you see on the screen. A lot of the times you're going to see a large move, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the sharp money or the public money is on it. It could be moving due to injury, and that's why lines move drastically. The real sharp moves are not going to be seen on the screen here. You're not going to see any value by following line movements like this. So right here, you see how it moved from 6.5 to 9.5. This is a big move. So Vanderbilt won as the public favorite here. And then so did the other one that I was looking at was Illinois, also a public favorite. Now, sure, they won week 0, covering both spreads outright, double-digit blowout winners. But this is not going to happen over the course of a college football season. I guarantee you, if you follow these movements through the entire course of a college football season, you will lose money. You will either lose money or you will break even. You're not going to make money betting that way. So in order for you to make money, you're going to have to find value within the line history itself. So there's one game on the board here that had significant line movement that actually was the right play, and which the sharps were heavily on this matchup today. So this is what they won't tell you. This game right here doesn't look like much. Nebraska and Northwestern. This matchup got the betting handle was probably significant on this matchup. If I pull it up, this matchup right here probably got most action out of any matchup today on the board. All right, other than this Vanderbilt Hawaii, since it's a late game, this one probably got a lot of action because people were probably chasing their money back on the late game. Usually the late games will get heavy action on them regardless of who's playing anyways, because people are just trying to chase their money back. So this early game right here, 12:30 p.m., start of the college football season, everyone's going to be on this play. So as you see here, it doesn't look like much movement. You'll see 12 closed at 12.5, so it doesn't look like anything, right? Well, if you click on the line history on this matchup and you actually analyze the movement itself, you'll see that how much movement this game got and why the sharps were against the public on this one by taking Northwestern, and the public was all over Nebraska. So I don't know why they have Northwestern as a favorite, because they never opened up as a favorite. So this is inaccurate already. Nebraska was the opening favorite at -12. Okay. So with that being said, you saw Nebraska open up as -12. It steadily moved to 13. There's some line manipulation here. The early bettors pushed it to 13, hoping that it would get steamed even higher so they can bring it back down at the correct number that they wanted. So what happened here, you see how it opened up at 12, was pushed to 13 by the big bettors. Okay, this is the line that they wanted right here. They wanted it at as high as 13, even 13 and a half it was showing. All right, they were hoping that people would actually push it up higher, but if you notice, the line makers never moved it off of 13 and a half. They never pushed it up to 14, because if they would have done that, it would have created more, it would have enticed more bettors to bet on Northwestern at plus 14. So it got as high as 13 and a half. Once it got to 13 and a half, the sharp bettors bet it down, all the way down. It got to 11 and a half. So now the value is sort of gone, but then once game time came around, it was being pushed all the way back up to 12 and a half. And you know who did that? That was the public bettors. So the line itself looked on the screen that there was no movement, whereas there was tons of movement on this game. So this was a matchup where the public was actually against the sharp money, and the sharp money prevailed in the end. So that's how you read these line movements throughout the day. It's very important you check the line history, because without the line history, you're not going to know where the public's going to go, or if it's even sharp money to begin with. So I would not follow the steam moves, because the steam moves are not going to get you anywhere. Sure, it looks good right now in week 0, but come week 2, week 3, week 4, try doing that over the course of a season, and you're not going to be very profitable, because not only are you following a steam move, but you're losing value in the process by betting it at a bad number. So with this matchup right here, you would have gotten it back to the opener at plus 12 and a half, plus 12. Everywhere across the board, it was plus 12, because the public allowed you to bet Northwestern with the sharp money. And as you see here, you got the W and you got the outright winner, with Northwestern winning 31-28. So this was an extremely sharp bet by the line makers, by the sharps, and they manipulated this line and got exactly what they wanted on this game. So that's how you identify the difference between real sharp moves and just steam bets like this one right here. All right, and that is what they will not tell you versus what they will tell you. They will tell you that these bets are going to win, these steam moves are going to win. And look at this Nevada game, it looked like a reverse line movement, and look what happened. Nevada ended up covering. It moved from 12 and a half to 7 and a half. If you would have taken New Mexico at a bad number, you would have lost, because the opener ended up winning at 12 and a half, and look at where it landed. It landed on 11. So the sharp, if it was sharp money that was taking New Mexico State, they ended up winning this match at 12 and a half, and all the people that chased it at 7 and a half lost. So that's why I don't recommend following a steam move. All right, so I'll be back with some more videos. So comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you then.